So let's get started with this updated Ghoti deck profile. So I think the Ghoti monsters still stay the same as for my last deck profile. So it's triple Paces, Light of the Ghoti, and triple Shift, Fairy of the Ghoti. These are how you win the game. You recycle them every single standby phase. These honestly are how you basically outgrind your opponent and win off just card advantage. I think you should play 3 of each because I'm also playing Pot of Desires. And you always want to have one in rotation and one in backup in case anything happens to that one copy. If it gets stopped coming back or banished face down, you got to really have that backup in your deck. So I'm playing 3 of each. It's been perfect so far. I'm playing double Snowpio's, probably the best Ghoti card in the main deck, not going to lie. The fact that he can quick effect banish 2 Ghotis from the graveyard or from your hand to summon himself is amazing. Now that Kashtira Arise Heart is at 1 as well, what you can do is you can target the Arise Heart, and whenever it leaves the field, it'll be banished instead. So once that's banished, they lose it. It's really, really nice, and basically enables your level 2s to keep coming back. When he is banished himself, he can basically banish a card from the graveyard and return himself to the hand, and you can do it all over again. So those are basically the key cards in your grind, just looping them every single turn. And of course those are level 2 tuners, and this is a level 6, meaning you make a lot of level 8 synchros. For the one-offs, 1 Zep. I see people play more than 1 Zep. He's never really come up. The second one's never really come up for me, to be honest. I usually just banish him off the Orion post if I make him during my opponent's turn to get that immediate synchro summon, because he's not unlike the other Ghotis, he's not during the standby phase. He is whenever he is banished during your opponent's turn, he immediately comes back. So it doesn't have to be in the standby phase. You can banish him during the main phase and then he'll immediately come back. So I think that's a really nice option, but 1 is more than enough. Same for Exceep. I see multiple people playing more than 1. I understand that, I really do. He helps get level 4 presence on the field. I just think 1 is fine. He's searchable and he summons himself when a card is banished. So yeah, I don't really ever need more than 1. So that's it for the Ghoti engine. I believe it's like 10 cards. It's very, very small Ghoti engine, but we do play a lot of water support, which does push this deck to the next level. And the Ghotis alone aren't that bad. I honestly think this deck can actually take some big tournaments just because of the fact that people don't know what they do. And also just because I think they're like literally 1 or 2 cards away from actually just breaking the meta. For the more generic stuff, Triple Abyss Shark, cards broken, special summons himself, searches your water, usually Silent Angler, instant rank 4 right there because he counts as a level 4 for an Xyz of a water. Just crazy, to be honest. And he doubles the battle damage as well, just in case, that wasn't enough. Triple Lifeless Leaf Fish, he is your main combo starter. What you're going to be doing is you're going to normal summon him. He sends a fish from the deck to the grave. You always send your Shift. Shift banish itself, give this 500 attack, and then during the standby phase, Shift will return, and boom, immediate level 6 synchro. You make Orion Post banish Zep, and then Zep comes back. You synchro to level 8, and then you have 2 chain blocks, and Orion Post will get you a search, and Ascan will get you a banish. So off 1 card, you get 1 interruption and another card in your hand, and I just think that is amazing. For the new addition to the deck, double Ice Jade, Ran Angerine. This card is ridiculous, and honestly, Cyberstorm Access gave this deck such a boost because of this card. Don't know what it does? Easy. It summons himself by discarding water. Amazing. It's a level 7 tuner. That's not amazing, but it summons a token that's level 3. That's amazing. You can go back into your level 10s. Basically, what this card says is you summon your level 10 Sword Soul for free. That is why I'm playing 2. It's amazing, and yeah, absolutely astonished that everyone's sleeping on this card, to be honest with you. This card's just great. Double Silent Angler, you can play 1. I play 2. I think it's nice to search, special him, and then you at least have 1 for later on if you draw and want to search it again. And it doesn't start a chain, it just summons himself. It's really nice. Remember, you can't special summon monsters out of your hand for the rest of the turn. That's why I usually want to do them at the end. 1 Menai Ruka. This card I'm a bit disappointed about. When I first saw it revealed, I thought this was an immediate 3 of. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so I didn't read. I thought the negate was a quick effect, which it is not. It is only during your turn. It does negate for 2 whole turns, which is very nice. And of course, if you banish a Ghoti tuner, it's just going to come back during the standby phase. To be honest, I only really use it as a level 4 extender. Just when a water monster effect is activated, it is when, so it can miss timing. It just summons itself. So that's really nice. And then, of course, if it sticks around or you do it during your turn, you can get a negate or force a negate out, basically. So he has his uses. I think 1 is just perfectly fine. We still play the Supe package. We're playing all the engines here. We're playing the Abyss Shark, the Supe package. We're now playing the Ice Jade package. Just stuff that gets onto the field and lets you synchro. If you don't know what Supe Dustwalker does is, you discard a card and you summon itself and Supe out the deck, locked into synchros, make Orion Post and get your combos going. And if you think that Supe Dustwalker and the new Ice Jade Ran is a lot of discards, it's really not, because you really want your little Ghoties in the graveyard anyway to banish them for them to come back. They're no use in your hand. You only get 1 normal summon and they're a bit dead in your hand if you open multiple. You just want them in the graveyard. So I think this engine's perfect. Annoying if you open the Supe. You can special it from hand though, so we good. For a very spicy addition, I've been playing this basically since the beginning of my Ghoti lists. I still play it. I still think it's incredible. Hop Air Squadron, guys. If you don't know what this card does, is during your opponent's turn, it summons itself and synchros. It doesn't lock you into fish. It's a level 2. Allows you to make your Orion Post and this into your crystal wing. You can make loads of cards that aren't fish, because this card doesn't lock you into the fish archetype of synchros. So amazing card. Remember that the Ghoties don't lock you during your turn. Your turn, you can just use them as generic synchro material. You won't be using their effect. Their effect is only during the opponent's turn, which locks you into fish. So just remember that during your opponent's turn, it's fish, unless you open the Hop Air Squadron, and during your turn, it's just free game. To get a bunch of level 6 bodies on the field, we have triple Bestial Magnemou, double Bestial Druisworm. I think now that the Bestials are making a comeback, this is one of the main reasons why the deck is going to be amazing in this format. The Bestials, not only are they disruption, which is of course crazy, Magnemou such as a Druisworm Sensor card, they are level 6 bodies that can be used as synchro material for your Ghoties. Do I have to say more? 3 level 8s, basically, is what these cards say. 3 level 8 synchros while gaining advantage. For the hand traps, 1 Ash, 1 Imperm. Probably thinking that is very weird ratios. I will explain it to you right now. In the spells, we are playing double Crossout. Now, Crossout, you might be saying, is Crossout really worth playing? I mean, Imperm and Ash is nice because that can hit your Orion Post, which is the main sort of thing that you want to protect. But guys, Crossout Designator, you call your little Ghoti tuners and they come back during the standby phase. This card reads free quick effect tuner during your opponent's turn. That is why I play it. It's just crazy. Once you realize that, this card is crazy. And of course, if they Imperm you, if they Ash you, if they Bestial you, if, for example, they Pot of Desires you, you can Crossout Designator them, which is very lovely. Speaking of Desires, 2 Desires, I would play 3. It's at 2, so that's why. Banish cards face down, which is kind of annoying, because if it was face up, this card would be ridiculous. You draw 2 cards. I mean, it's the only draw card you have in the deck, realistically. So it's nice. I think every deck should play a pot if they don't have an archetypal draw card, which Ghoti don't. Hopefully the new support will give them that. We have Moray of Avarice, something like that, but that card's garbage. But Pot of Desires is really nice, to be honest. And it makes your big Sword Soul monster absolutely huge in attack as well, and helps you push for games. And of course, this gets you card advantage, which this deck needs. And for the last spell, making it 40 cards, we have the Most Distant Deepest Depths. Now that is a bit of a tongue twister. Only play 1. I really wish this was searchable. If they make a new Ghoti that makes this searchable, that's it, the deck's broken. This card is really nice. I only play 1. You only ever really need the 1. You never want to open multiple. And basically, while you control a fish synchro monster, this card can be destroyed or banished by card effects, which includes your own, meaning that your big level 10 Ghoti won't banish this card off the field when you summon it, because it banishes every card on the field. And basically, you banish a fish monster from your hand or graveyard, and it's a rotor. And if you banish your level 2 tuners, say it with me, they come back during the standby phase. So, really nice. And also, if it is in the graveyard, you can banish a fish monster you control and add it back to your hand. So it recycles itself. Beautiful stuff. Let's move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we're going to start with our boss monster, Ghoti of the Deepest Beyond. Well, it's really deep beyond. I say deepest beyond. If you make this card and your opponent can't stop it, you win the game. It banishes every card on the field. It comes back during the standby phase. All of your small Ghotis will come back during the standby phase. You basically win the game. He becomes huge as well, because it's times 500 to the number of banished monsters. So you can get him up to 4 or 5k quite easily. And basically, when you make him, you win the game. That's why you only ever need one. Just make sure that when you do make him, that your opponent doesn't have any negates. If you make him and they negate him, he is really, really bad. You basically just, give your opponent the win at that point, because you've just summoned 2 monsters to get negged. But this card is amazing. Against the Labyrinth matchup, guys, this card against the Labyrinth matchup, let me tell you guys, is really, really good. They set 5, you go fine. When they try and leave the main phase, make him banish all the field. What are they going to do? They're going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to scoop. Moving on to our next level 10s, we have 1 Ruddy Rose Dragon. Doesn't come up as often as I'd like it to. Very nice in the Dark World matchup. They have all those cards in the grave. They don't activate. They think they're safe. No, boom. You Ruddy Rose Dragon them. Banish everything in the graveyards, including your own. Your Ghotis come back, as I've said for like the 18th time in this video. And you banish all the graveyards and big chill, basically. For another level 10, I mentioned him before. Basically, for free now that you play the Ice Jade card. If Baron didn't exist, this would be the best level 10 synchro in the game. End of. It's a walking IDP, guys. Walking Ice Dragon's Prison. Gets huge. Banishes a card from the field and graveyard every single turn, guys, during your turn and opponent's turn. You know how crazy that is? Protects himself. Makes your opponent's monsters tiny. Makes himself huge. Amazing. Speaking of Baron, let's just pretend this is Baron, okay, guys? I'm a bit poor right now, so I can't afford a Collector Rare Baron, and I like playing Dex Max Rarity, so yeah. This is Baron, as I said, just amazing. Just an Omni Negate and can tag out, bring back your little fishies, and we are all good. Moving on to the level 8s. Azcan, we play 2. Azcan's the best Ghoti synchro, just flat, basically, alongside Orion Post. They work extremely well together, like if they were designed that way. Well done, Konami. Banishes a card on the field and a fish. You can target himself, banish himself, he comes back when he's banished. Amazing. Free banish, basically. We play 1 Googlim, only because I feel sorry for him, really, that he's a secret rare. If he wasn't a secret rare, I'm not going to lie, I probably wouldn't play him. This is just the extra spot, I guess. So I just play Googlim in case, I don't want to wait till my opponent's turn to go to the Deep Beyond them, because sometimes if they have a massive towers that can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, your only choice really is Ghoti of the Deep Beyond or a massive Sword Soul. But if you play Googlim, battle, and it just, at the start of damage step, banishes it, just gone. So I think it's decent utility. And if you make him with a Bestial Magnamute and a Ghoti, it's really, really nice, because you'll summon the Magnamute, you'll search for a Druiswam, make him with a level 2, you're going to do your banish thing, attack a few times. During the standby phase, banishes himself, brings back the Magnamute and the Ghoti, Magnamute search again. You get 2 Magnamute searches if you make the Googlim. So really, really cool in that regard. But yeah, a bit of coping there from me. But yeah, Googlim's okay. 1 Crystal Wing. This card's broken. This card wins you games. This is how you play through Nib. You need to basically Orion Post and a level 2. You make Crystal Wing. You get a search. Say bye-bye to Nib. Amazing card. Monster negate every single turn. And if it battles a level 5 or higher monster, it gains the attack. So really cool. 1 Animancipator Risen Drageye. This is basically a Crystal Wing, but for spell and traps, and a lot easier to make. So yeah, spell and trap negate, monster negate every single turn. You get both out. You're negating 2 cards every single turn. As long as you have a water in the grave, which, every Ghoti is water. So if you actually don't have a water in the grave, I'll actually be impressed. And I'll probably scoop against you, because I'll be like, damn, this guy's so big brain, I'm going to let him cook. Okay, now we got, again, let's pretend, guys. This is your new Stardust card. I think it's called Axel Stardust Synchro Dragon. Brings back a level 2 tuner when it is synchro summoned, guys. All of your Ghotis are level 2. All the good ones, anyway, that you care about. All the tuners. And then you just make a Baron. Or you make a level 10. That's why you're playing him. If you don't want to play the Googlim, you can play Stardust Dragon. Make him a quick effect during your opponent's turn. Might start doing that, not going to lie. But in testing, I'm not going to lie, Googling hasn't come up. But if playing the Stardust Dragon comes up, just replace the Googlim for it. We are all good. Last level 8. White Aura Whale. What can I say? This guy's just a beast. Sadly, it's a when effect. Please do not chain, one of your Ghotis and summon him. He will miss timing. Make sure you do it in an open game state where you can just, on res, quick effect, make White Aura Whale. Then we good. He blows up every attack position monster the opponent controls, which is big nice the first time. The second and third time, they're going to start putting stuff in defense, and then the White Aura Whale is not going to be made again. But if they do out him as well, he comes back as a tuner. So really, really nice to get the, the surprise factor. Most people haven't read, water synchro cards. They don't know what Aura Whale does. It's like, boom, you just got Regeki, bro, deal with it. For the level 6s, I've mentioned this guy 50 times in this video. My man, Orionpos, should have been a secret rare. Yes, I'm a bit salty. But really, really nice. When you synchro summon, you banish a level 6 lower fish monster from your deck, which is like, broken. All your Ghotis come back, as I've said. Make sure you take a shot every time I say that. And when he's used as synchro material, he rotors. Like, come on, man. What more do you need from a card? This card is just the source. Speaking of the source, I take credit for this. I've never seen any other Ghoti player play this apart from me, because this is rogue tier and that's what we do best. We cook. Metaphys Horus, guys. Metaphys Horus, ultimate rare. I needed an excuse to play it. My brother pulled it. Shout out to Rico if you're watching this. Probably not, but whatever. Shout out to my bro for pulling this. I needed to find a way to make it work. It works in Ghotis, guys. Level 6 synchro. If you don't want to make your Orionpos, you make Metaphys. It's a negate, because it uses an effect monster to make you target one other face-up card in the field, negate the target's effects. Till the end of the turn? No. Till the end of the opponent's turn? No. Forever, guys. Forever. I negated what's that card called? Chaos Hunter, I think it's called. The one that doesn't let you banish cards as long as it's on the field. Made Metaphys Horus, negated that card forever, and then I basically synchroed using my Metaphys Horus. So big happy is what I was with that Metaphys Horus. That's the only time it's ever come up, but because of that, it's going to stay in the extra deck. And for the 15th card, a number 4. Maybe I should have shown it 4th. But for the 15th card, we have the Stealth Kragan. The only XCs we play. You can pay Dweller. I think just Kragan's just a beast. Quick effect pop makes everything water, meaning in the side deck you can play the floodgates. Make sure everything becomes water. You flip the floodgate. You can only control waters, including your opponent. What are they going to do if they're not playing Marincess, Ice Jade, or Ghotis? I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to curse at you, and then they're going to scoop. It's also a quick effect pop with burn. So in time, I know time's been increased to 45 minutes, but in time, this is the big win. Not going to lie. You can play this, the token, the Kragan spawns or whatever it makes. I just never do that, to be honest with you. This card's just a beast. Wish it had more attack, though, but that's about it.
It's time! Let's go!